Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis again, and today I'm going to be hiking Lumber Ridge Trail over to Spruce Flats Falls. But before I get started, let me go ahead and give you some directions on how to get here, and those are coming up right now. If you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you'll pass through the city of Townsend, and then you'll come up here to the Townsend Y. If you take a left, that actually takes you back towards Gatlinburg, but we're gonna take a right going towards Cades Cove. Make an immediate left here, and this takes you back towards the Tremont area. Alright, so it's only about a 3 or 4 minute drive, and then you're going to make a left here and go across this bridge. This is the Great Smoky Mountains Institute at Tremont. So let's get parked here and get situated, and we'll get started here shortly. Alright, so once you come across the bridge and get parked, we'll head this way, but as you can see, there is quite a bit of parking here. But do make sure you get here early, because it will fill up faster than you think. But you do not go past this point as far as driving goes, and the trail actually starts up through here, and you just follow the sign. So Lumber Ridge Trail and Spruce Flats Falls. So we'll head up this direction. Alright, so when you get here, just continue to follow the signs for Spruce Flats Falls. Head up this way. And you'll come here to this sign. So it's Lumber Ridge Trail, Meigs Creek Trail, Curry Mountain Trail. So follow the signs here to the left. Alright, so when you get to this point and you see these little steps going to the right, and it says Spruce Flats Falls to the right, you actually want to take this trail, which is kind of hard to see right now in the leaves, but this is Lumber Ridge Trail. Alright, welcome back. So I gave you some directions on how to get here and kind of the start of the trail, but just wanted to kind of give you a heads up. I've done both of these hikes in the past. I've done Lumber Ridge up and back, and I've done a couple times over to Spruce Flats Falls. But a few weeks ago, I hiked over to Spruce Flats and met another hiker, and he told me there's a loop that you can make, which I was not aware of. So looked it up on All Trails app, and it's actually listed as Spruce Flats Falls via Lumber Ridge Trail. It's about 7 miles round trip, but it does make a loop and comes back here where you started. Lumber Ridge itself, when I did it, it's about 8.5 miles round trip up and back. Spruce Flats is a really short hike. It's about, I think, 1.5 miles round trip. Takes probably less than an hour, depending on how much time you want to spend at the falls. But I didn't realize that this one actually makes a loop. But sure enough, it's on the All Trails app. So we're going to test it out today. Again, like I said, it's 7 miles, and apparently where you break off up here, I just haven't noticed it in the past. So we'll go up here and see if we can find that and show you how this trail goes. So I'm starting on the Lumber Ridge side, and we'll final over at the falls. I think that would be the best way to go. Trying to look at the elevation on this thing. I will warn you that Lumber Ridge is a pretty good incline for the first part of it. So it looks like it's about 1,500 feet gain in elevation. And if you'll see, I'm going to try to put a picture up here on my screen of what it looks like. Pretty much straight up for the first part. But I would rather go ahead and knock that out now, where I can enjoy the second half of the hike going downhill. So anyway, just to give you a heads up, this one will definitely get your heart pumping, so be prepared for that. All right, so it is currently 7:22 a.m. and hopefully you remembered to set your clocks back an hour. Luckily I did, or I would have gotten up here when it was still dark, which I have done before, and it's not that fun. But sunrise was officially at 7:01 this morning, and the temperature today, right now, it's about 44 degrees. I think it's supposed to get up into the low 70s, so it's going to be a great day for hiking. And as you can see, I think the fall colors are pretty much done by now. Most of the leaves are off, and unfortunately our fall colors this year just were not as bright as normal. I mean, they were nice, but we just didn't get much rainfall to give them that extra pop. It's been really, really dry. The water level's down in the creeks and the rivers, but yeah, it'd been nice if we could have got a little extra rain to make the colors a little brighter, but that's Mother Nature. No control over that. But we will make up for the rainfall probably late November going into December. We typically have a pretty cool and wet winter. Usually don't get much snow, but definitely will make up in the rainfall totals. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm huffing and puffing going up this hill, so we'll hopefully get some more footage here in just a little bit, show you a little bit more of this trail. This is what it's going to look like for the first probably hour or so. Well, I do remember on this trail that you get to a couple of spots like this where you have a pretty decent view once the leaves are off. And as you can see, makes it a little easier when if you try to do this in the spring or summer, you really don't have that great of a view. But right now it's not too bad. Let's see if we can get up here and get a better view off of this tall rock up here, if I can do it without falling. Whoa, about lost my balance. All right, a little bit better view, higher up anyway. Kind of see where the trail is down there, but we still got to head up that way. We've got a long ways to go, so let's get started. So this trail, at least in the beginning of it, does have some of these larger rock formations, which is kind of nice. It breaks up the monotony of the trail. A lot of these you're just walking in the woods, but I always think it's neat just to look at these big, huge rock walls. I don't know why I find them so interesting, but I mean, gosh, those things have been here since the beginning of time. It's kind of neat. And here's another pretty decent view. You get a couple of these on the trail itself. You can hear the crows off in the background. But scoot over here for just a second. Not a bad little view. Can't really see that far due to the next mountain range right here, but still pretty neat. Man, there is a huge rock formation up there at the top of that hill, and I would love to be able to go up there. I just don't know if there's an easy way to get to it or not. I'm gonna work my way around this curve here and see. I mean, that is off trail and it is uphill. So let's see if there's a way to get up there to it a little easier. Keep hoping I'm gonna find a easy access here to the top of this, but I don't know if there's gonna be one or not. Go up a little farther here. I usually don't like to get off trail too much, just for the fact that, I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get into as far as yellow jacket's nest or snakes or whatever it may be. Man, I would really like to do that, but I think I'm gonna pass. That's just that's like an accident waiting to happen. So I think I'll pass. There's another peak up here. I passed on that last one, but this one looks like there's been other people that's had the same thought that I have, because the trail goes on right here, but it looks like we might be able to get up through here, so let's check it out. All right, well, it took me a couple of passes to figure out the best way to get up here. Still don't know if I chose the right way or not, but and these leaves are slick. I'll just give you a warning on that. But let's go up here a little farther. I thought that was the top. Well, let's go up here and see. All right, well, a little disappointing, but hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But just to give you a scan, you can see a little bit back through here. Still quite a few leaves remaining on the trees, so you can't see everything. But gosh, that's a good view right there. If you could see it, I just can't get a good shot of it. Like right back through there of the mountains. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, I burned up quite a bit of energy just trying to climb up this hill. And I mean, I'm not even into the first probably half mile, 3/4 mile mark. So I gotta find my way back down through here and try not to slide down the side of this mountain. But anyway, I wanted to just check that out. A lot of people get on these trails and they just try to hike them as fast and hard as they can go, and you just miss out on some of the things. So that one wasn't super great, but at least we figured it out. And here was the rock that I was looking at, and the trail's back down there. So, you know, a little steep climb, but hopefully we'll make it back down. The only thing that's got me concerned is the leaves. And like I said, normally I wouldn't do this in the spring or fall when it's warm. Just too many other little animals and insects out. But right now, with it being about 44, 45 degrees, it's still a little cool for them. So I've got a little bit more confidence to come up here and explore. But anyway, let's head back down. Well, the last time I was here, I remember this post. And I think I ventured out that trail a little ways and it didn't really go anywhere. And I'm looking on my All Trails map, I'm not seeing another trail. So I don't know if that's there for a reason or if people are like, hey, let's go see what's there. But I'm not gonna spend my time going that direction again. But from what I recall, I didn't see anything. But if there is something there and you know, please let me know, because the next time I'll come up here, I'll check it out. I know you can't see it, but there's a bear right over there in the distance. I just saw like a dark spot, thought it was a stump, and stop for a minute, and I can see that he's moving around a little bit. I'd seen some bear activity on this trail, so I wasn't sure if I was going to see one or not, but, and I know you can't see it with this GoPro. I wish I could zoom in, but he's down there. You're not going to be able to see, but here's another view of them. It looks like there might be a couple of them down there. I just can't get a good shot with all this underbrush. Move up here a little bit farther. You got a couple birds up here giving me some grief too. Listen. That may be a squirrel, I can't tell. It's something that doesn't like me being up here. That's the mama bear, and the two cubs are over here. You're not gonna be able to see it, but they're way down here on the ridge. Mama bear and two, at least I see one cub. There's gotta be another one down there somewhere. I just can't see it very well. Alright, so that was a mama bear, and I could only see one cub. I'm sure there was at least one or two more down there, and luckily I'm really high up on this ridge, kind of looking down, so on the GoPro you're not gonna be able to see it. I did get some video on my camera, on my phone, where I was actually able to zoom in, and I don't know, you can still see mama bear and the baby bear off in the distance, but anyway, that was pretty cool. But I'm a good distance away, so I don't really have to worry about her, because she can get really protective, which I don't blame her. But anyway, let's head on. Alright, so there were at least 3 bears in that area, probably more, because I could hear them, I just couldn't see them. But that ups my count for this year. Last year, gosh, I saw almost I think around 15. And so far this year, I'd only seen 6. So that bumps it up. We'll make it 9, just because those were the ones I was actually able to see. But I'll be honest with you, I really wasn't expecting to see one on this trail. I had last year, spider webs. Gosh, that's one thing I like about cooler weather. Not as many, but there's still a few. But last year I saw one like down at the very beginning of this trail, and I was kind of disappointed I didn't see one down there this time, but saw that family of bears just a little while ago, which was awesome. Hopefully we'll see some more. But I just need to upgrade and get a better GoPro, maybe one I could zoom in on. I did get some on my phone. Use that camera, it does zoom in. It's kind of grainy though, because I had to zoom in so far, but still, just getting to see some bears anytime is a treat, as long as they're at a distance and not up close. Well, I was in the process of changing out my GoPro batteries, and I realized I had lost my sunglasses. And I would assume I lost them when I decided to trek up that hill to go. Oh gosh, no, spider web. They're still here, guys. They're still here, spider webs. When I decided to trek up that hill, must have knocked them off and didn't even notice. So, I mean, that's like a $250 pair of sunglasses I just lost on this hike. I'm just kidding. I don't spend that kind of money on sunglasses. I think I got those on Amazon for like 16 bucks. But anyway, I guess I'll know what, well, I about tripped over that root. So, hey, pay attention when you're hiking. I guess I know what I'll be ordering later today when I get back home. Another set of sunglasses. They'll be in by this next weekend anyway. So, just thought I'd fill you in on that. If anybody's hiking in this neck of the woods and they happen to climb up that mountain and see a pair of sunglasses, they're mine. Honestly, don't think anybody else will ever go up through there, but maybe next time I do this trail, I'll go up there just to check, see if they're up there. But I've got too long to hike, and didn't want to turn around and go try to find those. So anyway, Amazon, here I come. I almost walked right past this spot because I really wasn't looking, but man, this may be one of the better views I've had so far. So I'm glad I stopped. But I mean, there just wasn't, this trail just didn't look like there was much right here. And all of a sudden I looked over and there it is, the sun. I mean, sunrise was officially at 7:01 this morning. It's now 8:11, but it hasn't made it up over the mountains yet, because that's why it's still kind of shady here. But you can see it starting to show up in the distance, which definitely makes the remaining fall colors pop a little bit more. but thought I would just stop and let you see that for a moment. All right, just right up the trail from where we were at, you can see the sun starting to peek over. See kind of the closest mountain range. And then I'm not sure if you can see off in the distance. Kind of hard to see here with the GoPro, but mountains in the background. I don't know, one of the best views around, and there's lots of them, so I try to share them with everybody, so hopefully you enjoy those. Here's kind of another good spot. Try to stand on this stump, get a little higher view. But another shot of the mountains, and I know you can't see them that well, but gosh, in the summer you wouldn't be able to see them all with all the leaves up, but here in probably another month or so when they all fall off, you'll have a good view, but there won't be any colors back there to look at. So anyway, there's several spots on this trail so far that give you at least a decent view. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it as I move up here, but there's another bear. I'll try to get my camera out, or my phone, try to get some video of it as well. It's moving right behind the trees back there. Can't really see it. Here, ease up here just a little bit. There he goes. I don't know if he's trying to go up that tree or not. He took off running up through there. Man. I mean, he's gone. He said, see ya. I mean, you can't get over how fast these things can move. I've joked several times that, you know, you always read you can't outrun a bear, and I've joked, well, I'll show you. No, it would be impossible. Like, he shot up through there. I mean, you can't see him, but he's up at the top of the ridge. But anyway, man, that makes 4 for today on this trail. There was a family of 3 earlier, and then this one kind of out by himself. And I've been seeing some activity on the trail, but I couldn't tell if it was like today or yesterday, but I knew it was fairly recent. But that puts me at a grand total of 10 bears so far this year, so I'm making some ground. I saw 15 last year, and now I'm up to 10. Man, I mean, I didn't expect to see any on this one today. And seeing 4, that's just, oh. I'm trying to avoid using the word awesome and neat. I'm wearing those 2 out. So, just a great experience just seeing that many bears, though, especially from a distance. I definitely don't want to see them up close, but from a distance, it's awesome. Oh, I used the awesome word again. Well, I think that I might be trending downward now for the first time. So the first 3 miles of this hike was uphill. So not horrible. I've had steeper inclines for sure, but just kind of keep that in mind. I mean, it's 3 miles uphill, and this is the first time I've had the chance to go downhill. Hopefully this will continue for a little bit, but anywho, just to kind of give you an update on that. So I just want to give you a shot here. So this is like part of you'll run into sections of the woods like this where it's so dense, like I can't see really anything more than like maybe, I don't know, 15 feet. And walking through these leaves, I can tell there's been more activity. Either someone or an animal of some sort has disturbed these leaves, and it's been fairly recent. So even though I've seen 4 bears physically with my eye, I feel like that I've probably passed a lot more that I just couldn't even see, just for the fact that I get in spots like this and there's just no visibility. I'll just stop and listen at times just to see if I can hear something, because I'm making so much noise when I'm walking through the leaves. I can't hear it. And now I can't see it, so I've lost 2 of my main senses in being able to detect whether there's a bear in the area or not. But just kind of want to give you a viewpoint of that. Like a lot of times, it's already starting to clear up down here now, where I can see a lot better. So we'll turn this corner, and you can see the visibility. That underbrush just starts to clear out. See so much better. Man, you get in spots like that and you honestly just don't know if you just passed something or not, because you just can't see any longer. But I prefer it with it being this way. So now, even though I don't have like a clear view, I can definitely see a lot farther. And then like on this side of the trail, now I can see like, you know, quite a ways. But you get in those real thick spots like that and you're just, it's almost like you're blind other than just what you can see on the trail. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the GoPro or not, but just trying to give you a shot of what I'm dealing with here in the sunlight. I don't know if you can see all those spider webs up through there or not. I doubt they'll show up. But man, they are everywhere. And I think I'm hitting every single one of them on these trails. So you're probably thinking, hey, you're beyond the bear activity now. Well, I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'm still hiking farther into the trail, and I saw that. And then I come across another one here, and those are not that old. So no, I'm still in some pretty dense bear activity on this trail. So there's a good chance I might see another one. I'll be honest with you, I hope I do. I've heard a couple off in the woods that I hadn't been able to physically see. I could just hear them. But anyway, yeah, we're literally not out of the woods yet. Alright, so we're coming up on the intersection here. And so we just came from Tremont, Lumber Ridge Trail. So it's 4.1 miles to get here out of the 7-mile loop. Curry Mountain, I have done Curry Mountain Trail. Did that one and came back. I've also done Meigs Creek Trail down that starts at the Sinks. So that's Meigs Creek 3.5 that way. And this, according to the All Trails, it cuts back. So this is where we came. I think this is the trail that goes down to make the loop, but it's not marked, so I didn't know that was here. So I wouldn't have known about this until about 3 or 4 weeks ago when I came up to Spruce Flats Falls, and another gentleman had mentioned that it makes a loop, and sure enough, the All Trails app, it's got it, but I think it's got to go down this way. So again, I didn't know that was a trail. I had done this one, and I had done that one, and I had done this one. Didn't know that was even a thing, because it's got like trees and logs and stuff over it. So anyway, we're gonna head that way, and I'll let you know how that part of the trail goes. So there's not been many people that have taken this, because it's not worn down like the other trails. So this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, this trail, luckily I've got the All Trails app up and running, but man, there's not really a trail with the leaves. I mean, I'm assuming it goes this way. I'm gonna follow the app and see, but yeah, I had no idea that this made a loop, and I don't think most people do. So this is pretty interesting. And to let you know, there's definitely some bear activity on this trail as well. So I could see where this one might have more activity than the other one, because I just don't think there's many people that come down through here. But we'll find out. Well, if you want a trail that makes you feel like you're out in the woods by yourself and there is nobody else around, this is the section of the trail to do it. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel like I'm an explorer right now. But I swear, I don't think there's very many people that know this section of the trail exists. So, because just based on the ground, I mean, I'm just following like what I assume with the trail. I've got that All Trails app on, and it'll ding me here in a minute if I start getting off course. But I mean, you can see it's not been traveled like that Lumber Ridge trail I was on earlier. So yeah, I don't know if I'd venture out and do this without having some kind of navigation to help just double check, make sure I'm going in the right direction. But I mean, I love it, really love it. And I really hope I see another bear down through here, because I feel like this would be the spot to see one. Alright, so here is the first obstacle. Kind of weird. Got a square hole in the log. I'm going up over this thing and get a hold. I'd hate to be the one that broke that big old tree in half, but I did not. Yeah, so this trail, I mean, here's a little, I'd heard a creek, which I finally came across, so there's definitely a water source for the bears in this area. And I can't tell exactly where I'm stepping because all the leaves, so hopefully I'll hit some rocks. But this is like what you're dealing with on this trail. I mean, nothing that you can't do, but I mean, there's been a couple places where I've just had to guess and assume, just keep walking straight and hope that I'm on the trail, because it's just not worn down like some of the others. But my personal opinion, I love it. I like being out here by myself, but if you don't care for that, I would not recommend it. But like right here where I'm coming up, like I just assume this is where the trail goes. I mean, it looks like it does. You just keep walking until, hey, just keep walking. I just got it. But you just literally keep walking until you come to a spot where you think the trail goes on. And again, definitely bear activity on this trail. I haven't seen any yet since I got on this section, but it definitely looks like a prime place to see one. So I'm just trying to show some of this trail, so if you decide to do this hike, you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. It's definitely different. You just got to keep in mind, there's probably nobody else on this trail, nor will there be anybody else on this section. But a lot of people won't like this, including my wife, because she had considered coming with me this morning, and she changed her mind. She decided not to, because it is 7 miles, which I know she can hike it, but the elevation was the thing that had her a little worried because of her inner ear issue. And with the length of the trail, you run into a problem that far into the woods. I mean, it's just difficult to get her back out. But so she decided not to come on this hike. And I got some cell reception a while ago and sent her a message that said, hey, guess what? I saw 4 bears so far. There's a creek that's running down through here. And she was able to text me back, and she was like, man, I'm glad I didn't go, because she does not care for it at all, whereas I love seeing the bears. She does not. And so the fact that I've seen 4 and all the bear activity or the signs of them And the fact that this trail, I mean, it's just, I mean, I love it. I'm like right here at the creek, right? But, I mean, there's just nothing around. So just kind of keep that in mind if you decide to hike it. I like the fact that it's a 7-mile loop, but I just don't think this is going to be for everybody. I think a lot of people get a little nervous on this, which is understandable. But anyway, just trying to show you as much of this section as a trail as possible so you can get an idea of what it looks like in case you consider it. And I just happened to stop here. I was going to change my GoPro battery again because I've been doing a lot more filming than what I normally do. And I just happened to stop here. It was a clearing and I saw this. Looks like part of an old bucket. And I'm trying to figure out what this is. I don't know what that would have been other than, well, I'm thinking it might be some kind of a snare, like a almost like a bear trap, and that would be part of it, but I'm not 100% sure. Can't really tell. I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but just kind of neat to find this out in the middle of the woods like this. But that's what it looks like that this piece would have, I don't know. It's what it looks like to me, but I can't tell. So if anybody knows, please let me know. But I mean, if I hadn't taken this part of the trail, I would have never seen it. Still pretty cool though. Alright, so here's just another section of this trail, just so that you're aware of it. I mean, you do have to get down here to where this little creek area is. So definitely manageable, but not the easiest task in the world. Alright, so another water crossing here. And I'll be honest, there's not that many good rocks to stand on. Luckily there's not a lot of water either, but just be prepared for that. If you're wearing regular tennis shoes, you could get some wet feet on part of this trail if you're not careful. Well, the crows aren't too happy with me, disturbing them. And then you can tell part of this trail is pretty thick with vegetation on both sides. Visibility has not been great, but it's definitely a lot cooler. I think it's because the lower elevation and closer to the water. But yeah, I don't think the crows like me being here at all. It just took off up the hill. I missed it again. My dang GoPro, I couldn't get it turned on fast enough. I turned the corner here and there were 2 deer and they just shot up through there. But I couldn't get it on video fast enough, so I apologize. Alright, so here is another crossing for this section of the trail. Doesn't look too horrible, but I mean, it's also not the easiest thing in the world. So been a couple of those. See some minnows here in the water area. I did come across a couple of deer just a minute ago. Couldn't get them on video because I had the GoPro turned off to conserve batteries, but I don't know who scared who the most, the deer scaring me or me scaring them, but they took off pretty quick. But anyway, just kind of showing you that crossing. I mean, this trail is still just, I don't know, it feels like I'm the only one that's been on it, and I know that's not the case, but I enjoy it. Definitely a lot of wildlife out, but we'll see what else we've got. I mean, we still got to get down here to Spruce Flats Falls, which is kind of the highlight. So here's another section of the trail, just kind of thick with some vegetation growing on into the trail itself. But yeah, this is definitely unique. I mean, it's right up my alley, but I don't think a lot of people would enjoy this. Alright, so we got to cross over this creek again. One part that makes this so difficult is all the leaves. You can't tell what is like rocks or where it's just in the mud. Ooh, and some of these rocks are not that sturdy. And I don't have the best balance in the world, but I did it. Well, this trail just keeps crossing back and forth on this creek. I wish whoever created the trail would just pick one side and stayed on it, but I guess that was the case. Alright, so I think the trail is supposed to go that way, but I think we're going to have to do a detour to get around that mess. And there has been a lot of activity down through here, and I can't tell if it's... I can't really tell what's been going on, but something's been digging in this area. But like right now, I can only assume the trail picks back up over here. I mean, I literally just feel like I'm just walking out in the middle of the woods. So I'm gonna make another assumption that I've got to cross and go over that direction. I mean, we're basically gonna follow the water down to the waterfall, so I mean, we gotta be getting close. So let's see if I can make it across this thing without falling. Oh, yep, stepped in the water on that one. Whew. Luckily it didn't go through my boot. Alright, so you'll have to bypass that mess. But it does look like the trail, I assume, goes this way. We'll just keep going. Hey, look, we got to cross the creek again. Ooh, that's slick. Slick. Moss on a log, slick. Leaves on rock, slick. Everything's slick. But I didn't fall in. Not yet. Alright, so here's a big old piece of cable. I don't know. I'm assuming it was left from back in the days when they were doing some kind of logging up here. But it's just kind of weird to see big cable just out in the middle of the woods, but not the strangest thing I've seen. Alright, so the All Trails app says I'm still going in the right direction, but it appears I gotta go down this ravine. And guess what? Cross the creek again. If I was smart, I would get my hiking poles out to give me a little extra stability going down this, but I'm too lazy. So we'll just hope I don't fall like I just about did. And see how many of these rocks are not level. Like that one, and that one, and that one. Alright, so I made that more difficult than what it should have been, but that was not the easiest little climb down, and this is not going to be the easiest climb back up. So out of all the crossings so far, that has been the largest decline and incline that I've had to manage. And I guess we're back on the trail again. But that's where we came from. So, pretty steep little path there. Alright, so according to my All Trails app, we are getting very close to Spruce Flats Falls. So this is the water that's feeding into it. There's a drop off there. I don't know if that's the actual Spruce Flats or if that's the upper falls that I filmed about 3 or 4 weeks ago that I explored from down that side. So you can kind of see it from right there. So that might be the actual upper falls. I don't think I can get down there to it. I really wish I could, but I'm about out of gas climbing over all this other stuff. Let's see if there's another shot of it right here. Yeah, so you can see it from here. That, I can't tell if that's actually Spruce Flats Falls. It may be. I don't know if that's it or the upper falls. But there is a little trail down through there, and I think I'm going to check it out while I'm here. I may just go ahead and record and I'll edit out, because I'm probably going to fall going down through here. And depending on how epic that fall is, you may want to see it. Oh, leaves and rocks do not make a good mix when trying to climb or descend. Yeah, I think this is definitely not Spruce Flats Falls. And I'll be honest, I don't think this is even the upper falls that I saw last time. I think this might be a different one. So this might be the first time I've seen this one. However, it could be the upper one, because I think maybe filming down there. But regardless, it's an awesome sight. I think I'm getting close. I see some people down here. I'm assuming that's actually Spruce Flats Falls. That looks like the trail coming down. And I think that's the waterfall we were just at. So that maybe that was the upper one and I just had a different angle of it. But as you can tell, there are a lot of people down there. So I'll get a little bit of video footage, but I won't be able to talk too much just for the fact that there's other people there. Number one, I don't want them on video because you always have to get like their permission, and most people don't want to be on video, and I get it. But the other piece too is very self-conscious about filming, and my guess is the trail goes this way. But you know, talking to myself and filming at the same time is a little, I don't know, just a little odd when you're talking and other people are around watching you film. But anyway, we'll head down there in just a second. Probably going to go ahead and do my final monologue and then go down and film some at the falls itself. So let's do that. Alright, so just to let you know, it's kind of a pretty rugged like switchback coming down through here as you're working your way back down to the falls, which I assumed it would be kind of a steep decline, but just be aware that it's not as easy as you would think that it would be, especially with all these leaves on the ground right now. They are slick, so it doesn't take much for you to lose traction between your bottom of your foot and the trail. But I mean, you can see we're right here at the, like, here's the road and the river, and then the falls just right down here. And then when we hike out, it takes about 25 minutes, so we're getting close to getting back to the truck. So again, this is the decline here, the descent. I should probably have my hiking poles out, give me a little bit more stability, but I just feel like I've got very little trail left to go. And it's just a pain to get those out and set them up and then have to break them back down again. But anyway, I think we're almost there. So yeah, here we are. We're coming out right here on the other side of the trail where you come in. So the trail comes down through there where people are coming in, and then you get right down here. So there you go. Who knew? And there is Spruce Flats Falls off in the distance. See where it goes on down. Like I said, there's the trail, and then here we go. And here is Spruce Flats Falls. Finally made it. Alright, so here's the overlook coming back from Spruce Flats Falls. Pretty awesome sight. Alright, so that was the Lumber Ridge Trail over to Spruce Flats Falls loop. The way it's listed on the All Trails app is Spruce Flats Falls via Lumber Ridge, but it's a 7-mile round trip hike. I was trying to figure out what I originally thought this hike would be like today versus what actually happened. I thought this was going to be probably one of my shortest videos. It's like, hey, here's Lumber Ridge, here's the intersection that I didn't know about, and here's Spruce Flats Falls, the end. Like, I thought that's how it was going to go. But Lumber Ridge, I saw a total of 4 bears on that trail, which was awesome for me. That's the second time I've been on that trail, and I've seen bears both times, so definitely didn't disappoint. Finding that new section of trail, which I was not aware of, that came all the way back over here to Spruce Flats Falls, was awesome. So I don't know the gentleman's name that I talked to 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was up here at Spruce Flats. He mentioned it to me, said it was on the All Trails app. Sure enough, it was. I found it, and without it, I don't know if I would have found that trail. So kudos to him for mentioning it. I wish I knew his name. I'd do a shout out. But definitely awesome trail. I will say this, it is not traveled very much, that one section back through here. So just be aware of that. If you're looking for a more popular trail where you're going to pass people, you feel more comfortable, don't do that section, because there's not another soul that's probably been on that trail, I don't know, in a couple of weeks. And I'll be honest with you, Spruce Flats is not one of the more visited waterfalls, I think, because it's not on the map. It is on the All Trails app, but most people just don't know of it. I didn't find out until maybe a year and a half ago. Yeah, a year and a half, probably. And I found it, loved it. Short hike, kind of rugged. I've got a couple videos out there that you can go check it out. But even though it doesn't get visited very much, I would say the number of people that know this other section of the trail, probably 1% of that small number. So I don't think this trail gets a lot of activity at all. For me, it was awesome, just for the fact that I like being out like that. I feel like I'm exploring on my own, seeing something, you know, that other people haven't seen, which I truly believe this trail most people have not seen. I did see the 4 bears. I did see a hawk, which hopefully I got that on video. I know the bears you won't be able to see because I can't zoom in. I saw 2 deer that scared me pretty bad because they were just right there. And I didn't get them on video because I had the GoPro turned off to conserve battery power. I'm already on my 3rd battery. And so I missed that. So at some point, I'm going to break down and buy me another new GoPro that's got the extended batteries, so I don't have to worry about turning the GoPro off as much. But this hike, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not done yet. I'm doing the monologue here because I'm going to go down to do the Spruce Flat Falls area. I saw some people down there, you know, looking down. and I didn't want to record in front of them because it makes me feel like an idiot. So I'll try to get a little bit of video of the falls if I can, and put that back in before we get to the monologue. But again, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and I would ask that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, but it'll just give you a notification the next time I put out another video. But like I said, this hike was much better than I anticipated. A lot of wildlife activity on it. The weather's perfect. Doesn't get much better than this. Yeah, I would highly recommend it, except for that one section. Like I said, if you're a little leery about being on a trail by yourself and not seeing other people, I would just caution against that. But for me, it was great. The fact that you can do a loop and then get back down to where you parked. I'm always looking for those types of opportunities. Again, it was about a 7-mile hike. Probably took me about 4 hours in total to do, just because I stopped a lot and was taking pictures and videos. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I loved it. Glad that I did it, and we'll probably come up here and hike this one again. But until next time, just keep walking.